compared to what we've seen, since we've been alive of political campaigns, it's like these really popular, egotistical people go out and campaign, and they say, I want to be your president or your mayor or your governor or senator, whatever it is I'm trying to get you to vote for me for. And then everybody in their camp are just the hangers-on that are like, I love you, man, you're good. Trump, I don't think he's going down that road. I think he's like, now who do I need to get this done correctly? And then he hires them like that. He doesn't say, oh, you like me? Well, come along and help out. We need all the help we can get. That would not be Trump.
No, there was an article this week. It might have been the Wall Street Journal, and it was posted on Breitbart. But anyway, just the whole gist of the article, super PACs reeling from the situation at hand.
Oh, really?
People are rethinking. Well, they were asking for their money. Where's our money? Where's our result? Because you dump all this money in the super PAC for the Republicans.
You got to have results.
And those super PACs went for Jeb Bushy Bush.
Oh, boy. And I was joking because I watched the debate with my dad. And as he started speaking about something, about somebody was saying he was going to start really putting a lot of money into the advertisements and all that. And I instantly looked over at my dad and said, he's got all the money. He has all the money.
GOP,
Jeb Bush.
Right. And the establishment has said that they're trying to come out with articles, oh, Trump doesn't have enough money to continue this.
He has more money than anybody else.
Right. Well, and they're also coming out with these different articles about these super PACs, the people that are donating. I have not, and I will not donate to the Republican Party. I'll send Donald Trump money directly to his campaign.
My dad sends him letters. He returns the mail with a big letter that says,
to the GOP.
Yeah, I'm never sending you guys another dime as long as you, and I don't know, remember what he said. He'll remind me in an email, I promise you that. But something to the effect of, until you stop attacking Carson or stop attacking. This was back before he was doing this, before Trump became the leader. They were attacking people like Carson and stuff like that back in the day, and he had it.
Now check this out. By Breitbart, Speaker of the House, Representative Paul Ryan, supposedly a Republican in Wisconsin. Allegedly, may become the GOP's establishment's 2016 candidate who can snatch the nomination or the leadership from the GOP away from pro-American populist Donald Trump.
Who?
According to DC media chatter, Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan?
Listen, hold on. But the move, if it happens, this is the DC media chatter. They're trying to drum this up. But the move, if it happens, may be too late. Any fight between the increasingly popular Trump and the decreasingly popular Ryan would mark a last-ditch effort by the GOP's establishment business wing to deny any political power to its conservative voters. Okay, now with that being said, they want to take the GOP. I'm going to sum this up. What happened? Let me read this part because this will make sense of all of it. Paul Ryan could save the day for the establishment, and this is on CBS Slay the Nation, by becoming the fallback GOP leader operating out of Congress. And then the commentator says, I wonder if you might see what's happening is the establishment Republicans say, yes, Trump's our nominee. Let's talk about Paul Ryan. Let's make him the face of the GOP. Let's talk about what Congress is doing. You remember what happened in 96 when establishment Republicans declared Bob Dole was going. They declared Bob Dole was going to lose. And Newt Gingrich started making deals with the Democrat president. You see, it's this switch and bait thing. The GOP establishment really believes that you can win sometimes and lose sometimes and win sometimes, and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And they may honestly believe that they'll get Trump to lose because they hate him that much. We'll swallow another 4 years of a Democrat, and we'll do the deals on the back, and we still make our money, and then we'll come back again in 4 years.
It's all about power, money. As long as they.
So they're saying Newt Gingrich sunk it for Bob Dole, and they're saying Paul Ryan could sink it for Trump, which Paul Ryan has not nearly the star power or the ability that Newt Gingrich had.
He's already made it crystal clear
Absolute
to Democrats that he is a Democrat in disguise.
Right.
And a liar.
He's a
liar.
So put that one in your pipe and smoke it.
That's kind of a weird. I didn't ever hear about that situation, but that's pretty crazy.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about the numbers. Let's talk about Hillary Clinton, because that's who Trump is going to go up against, whether Bernie Sanders likes it or not. So Donald Trump.
You mean whether the people like it or not?
This is true.
The people who want to vote for a Democrat, they're going to get Clinton whether they like it or not.
They're going to get stuck in it. So Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, he is beating her by 20 points, 46-26 among white working class voters. That's a large amount of people.
White working class. That's probably a big percentage.
That's a huge chunk. Chunk. So he's beating Hillary Clinton amongst all working class voters, regardless of race. Trump leads Hillary by 5 points amongst all voters earning between $25,000 and $75,000 a year. That's huge.
That's a big chunk.
That's a big voting block.
Right.
I mean, if you're under $25,000 a year, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not a lot of voters there.
Really?
I don't.
Or people that will go out and vote.
Yeah, I don't see that happen. I don't see those people under $25,000 a year. I don't see them being plugged in and saying, "Yeah, I'm voting."
That's why they go door to door and drag them out of the house, kicking and screaming. Put them on the bus.
Put them on the bus and drive them there. Okay, so anyways, all right, I'll take that back. But between $25,000 and $75,000 a year, that is a huge voting block. So just among whites, Trump gets the support of almost half of all white voters who earn between $25,000 and $75,000 a year. There's another huge chunk of people. Among white working class voters who are married, Trump leads over Clinton by 27 points.
That's like insurmountable.
Married people. I mean, married voters.
White working class married voters.
Because white working class married voters, I'm going to tell you, married voter, that means there's 2 votes for Trump.
Interesting. That's true.
Granted, wife might vote one way and the husband might vote the other way, but when it goes head to head to women, that was another thing. Okay, hold on. He leads 30 points amongst married white working class voters with children.
So it seems like the more family you have, whether you're married or even have kids, the percentage go higher and higher for Trump.
Right, absolutely. And breaking this week, Hillary losing amongst women.
That's funny. You know, I'm married to a woman who is, I don't know if she's anti-feminist, but she agrees that women have their strengths and men have their strengths, and those strengths generally don't coincide.
Right.
And so for that reason, there's certain roles for men and there's certain roles for women that if assumed would maximize the efficiency of a household.
Right.
That's probably the best way I can describe gender roles.
Right. No, understandable.
So that being said, there's a lot of women out there. I think that the number of women out there who've been successfully brainwashed into thinking that they are equal to men and men are equal to women is a tiny minority. I think there's a lot of, just like men intuitively know that they're better at women than some things in general,
right,
and women are better than men at some things in general. I think the same would go for women. I think that there's a majority of women who would agree that men and women are different. And so when you go down that Democrat road of equal result no matter what,
right,
women and men, I think you're going to get a lot of women that are like, you know what, I don't really.
Well, the Democrat Party has literally sabotaged the core values of what we know to be family.
Yeah, they've destroyed the nuclear family for sure.
Something that now that you bring this up, between me and my wife, we literally know this intuitively, and we actually talk about it out loudly. But there's things that she does that she knows she does, and she just does them because that's part of the team. I do what I do, and I know I do it, and I do it well because I'm part of the team. I'm the other half. She's half the team. I'm half the team. Together, we got a whole team. And now, raising the chitlins, get to work. They're the other part of the team that really helps out.
Yeah. Now that they're 4, I mean, it's time to put them to work.
Out there plowing the fields.
Right. Exactly.
So
running the tractor.
So Charleston, South Carolina, Donald Trump has more than doubled his national lead in the Republican presidential race ahead of Thursday night's GOP debate. According to the results from a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, Trump is the first choice of 33% of national Republican primary voters, his highest percentage in the poll. He's followed by Cruz at 20, Rubio at 13, Carson at 12. Chris Christie and Jebby are both tied hand in hand at 5, and no other candidate gets anything more than 3. Everybody else less than 3. And then this that I posted earlier, Trump would have posted this on January 14th. So that was Thursday. So on Thursday, this article came out. Poll, Trump nears 50% in a 3-way race. GOP likes strong, bold man over conservative. That's just what the article read. So there's something about, and they started coming out at Trump saying he's angry. He's angry.
Oh,
Listen
right.
to his anger. And he says, damn right I'm angry. I'm going to use that anger to take back what's been taken from us.
There you go.
That was all paraphrased.
I like the way he stops and really thinks consciously about whether or not a certain criticism is not only warranted, a criticism of himself is warranted, but also whether or not it's good or not that he's getting that criticism.
Right.
And he looked at that. What is the gut reaction? Oh, I'm not angry. I'm happy.
Right.
That's the gut reaction.
Right.
But then he stopped and thought about it. Am I angry? And is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I think he said, well, you know what? When you stop and think about what I'm talking about here,
right.
You're damn right.
And there's a reason why I'm angry. We've got somebody stealing our country out from underneath us.
Yeah, and they're not even, they don't have American interests at heart.
No, not whatsoever. So in Pensacola, Florida, on the 14th, Trump wins big. So if you go to sickbias.com, you'll see all these articles displayed for you. Trump eviscerated and crushed the media, compared President Barack Hussein Obama to Jimmy Carter, and lampooned his political opponents.
People are going to forget 50 years from now. People are not even going to even notice that Jimmy Carter was ever even a president. They're not going to know his name.
No.
They're not going to know what he looks like. They're just, it's almost going. He's going to be a forgotten president, and it's going to be thanks to Barack Obama.
Right, because we will compare the worst of the worst to now Hussein, Mr. Hussein Obama.
Right. What is there now that Barack Hussein Obama, the first communist president? Well, I shouldn't say he's the first, but the most overtly communist president.
Yeah, he's out.
He's probably about the 4th or 5th. Woodrow Wilson was probably the first.
I think he's the most defiant in the face of the Constitution.
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, you had FDR who said, you know what? What's with this Bill of Rights is full of crap.
I need to make my own.
We need to make our own. So he's probably our second communist president. And Jimmy Carter's right there.
LBJ was in that.
I don't know. I'm not sure. There's nothing that sticks out at me as being communist. But anyway, my point is that they're going to look back at what was accomplished by presidents, and if
that's funny you say that, the accomplishments.
Right.
Did you read ahead?
No, I didn't. And they're going to see what all the communists did, and they're going to remember, like FDR, well, we got Social Security.
Right.
What did Jimmy Carter do? Nothing. It's going to be looked at